And welcome back, everyone, to Lantern Corp. Today's Lantern Corp comes to us from Victor Von Dune, who I went through my entire list of Lantern Corp suggestions. I was shocked to find you were the only one who suggested Dio Brando for Lantern Corp, what Lantern Corp he is a part of. And once again, I forgot to add one because I realized just at this moment that technically will qualify for another one on here. But Dio Brando is the main antagonist of the JoJo Bizarre Adventure series, and he started out as the adopted brother of Jonathan Joestar, ultimately became a vampire, was hunting down the Joestar bloodline until he was ultimately defeated by his, son or one of his ancestors, Jotaro Joestar, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't watch JoJo or read JoJo. I know a little bit about JoJo because I've had to do these guys several times now for verses and whatnot. But Dio Brando is still, he was a shit the moment he came out. Like, he, for some reason, just thought himself better than everyone else, despite the fact he was adopted and came from nothing. Like, he, for some reason, had just this arrogant, terrible streak, burned animals alive, assaulted women. We know he had at least one kid and probably wasn't consensual or, whatever. Became a vampire, just drinks people dry for no reason other than he can, and just has a perpetual hate on for the Joestar line. Yeah, needless to say, this guy is not a White Lantern at all. Despite the fact he's technically immortal, he can still actually be killed. Nor does he inspire hope, nor does he have any love in his heart. And I actually wouldn't even consider him a good candidate for Will. His hate might be considered also fear, if you really think about it, for the Joestar line. Besides, even if Will was on the list, there's better options. Now, the one I forgot to put on the list is because the guy has died and is dead by the end of the series, is Black. By all accounts, he would be a Black Lantern because he is dead by the end of the series. But we'll take that out of the equation. When he was living as a vampire and as just a douche, when he was alive, what Lantern Corp would he belong to? Well, all right, let's get into this. First and foremost, I think you need to put fear in the equation. I'm actually going to get my face out of here. You need to put fear into the equation. There's a reason people like Dio Brando. There's a reason he's the main antagonist. People were afraid of this guy, and he inspired a lot of fear, including with the Joestar line. These guys knew how to could face him and stand up to him. Didn't mean they weren't afraid of him. This guy, as he kept getting stronger, was horrifying to deal with. So fear is definitely on the list here. Likewise, and this is a big one, Avarice. Dio had a goal, but I doubt even if he achieved that goal of that perfect utopia without the Joestars, which technically his line actually did achieve that ultimately. Spoilers if you didn't read it. I didn't read it, but I did find that out thanks to Death Battle. I doubt this guy would have ever been satisfied. He was never satisfied, ever, period. He just wanted more and more and more and more. That is the clear sign of avarice. Then there's also compassion. Believe it or not, he would be a staunch qualifier for compassion because this man has none of it. Not one bit of compassion in his heart. And to be a Lantern of compassion, Indigo Lantern, it either needs to be your dominant trait or you need to be completely devoid of it. He would actually be a textbook candidate to be an Indigo Lantern. Now, there is one other Lantern Corps we need to discuss in this scenario, and that is Lantern Corps of Rage. The Red Lanterns. You need to have great rage in your heart. Now, he obviously carried hatred of the Joestar line all the way through. He held on to that. But I honestly think his lack of compassion, the level of fear he instilled, and his greed is just lust for things. I think it outweighs the rage because ultimately that's the only thing that really he holds rage for. And even then, it's more that he still thinks it's as far as I can tell, it is rage, but it's not like the drive is I will have my revenge. I will never be satisfied until you're dead, which it is, but it's not like he's completely angry all the time. It's a clearly controlled rage. It's not something that's necessarily dominating him, although he clearly is clearly not a happy guy. He enjoys being evil more than anything else. So rage could definitely be on there. I don't know if he'd be his dominant trait though. So we're stuck with we had to choose from then compassion, fear, and avarice. Of these three, I am going to say I'm going to take fear out. And this is only because our heroes do stand up to him, so they overcome whatever fear he's imposing. I mean, he scares normal people too, but he overcomes that. So it really comes down to greed and compassion for me. And this is really just interchangeable. I honestly think either of these could work. So at any given day, 50-50 shot, avarice or compassion. But if you're going to hold me my feet to the fire and tell me what the extra 1% is, who gets the majority here between greed and compassion, I am, weirdly enough, no joke, gonna go compassion. This is due to the fact that he did have a goal in mind. We do not know for certain, had he achieved that goal, if he was alive when he achieved that goal, if he would have stopped doing what he's doing, if he would have been satisfied. So we don't know for certain. It comes off like he wouldn't have been. He comes off as a very selfish, very greedy person, but we just don't know. He didn't live to see his goal come to pass. Whereas he is completely devoid of any sort of compassion, humanity whatsoever in him, even as a human before becoming a vampire. So I feel also, if people were having a problem with Dio, this would actually be the perfect ring to counter Dio's behavior, because the indigo ring is like the Black Lantern ring to a degree, where it's a parasitic ring. It actually robs you of your individuality. It makes you basically part of the group. You're basically just a mellow neutral. So yeah, for instance, none of the Indigo Lanterns actually have their original names. They're like Indigo 1, Indigo this, Indigo that. Ultimately, weirdly enough, Dio Brando, I think, is actually, assuming he's alive for this scenario, would be, in my opinion, a lantern of compassion due to his complete and utter lack of it. And due to the fact that while I think on any given day, it would be greed or to be compassion. But if you're going to, again, put my feet to the fire here, I'm going to lean towards compassion. I think it just lends itself a little bit more in this circumstance. But that is just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one. Have a good one.